Yeah.
Alright, we're here, we're live, we're ready, we're doing stuff. Sam's here. Hi, Sam.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna kick things off pretty sharpish, actually. Illidup's got everyone ready on the dot 11. So I guess we'll give him round 1 to do the quick picks, then we'll have a bit of a chat about round 2 and see what's going to happen there. So yeah, like draft order's a little weird. Like it might go against some people's like perception of player strength and everything. So it's going to start off with Melody, end up with or go through Custard, Ollie, Hannah, and then Dogbird in that order.
Yeah,
Actually,
Dogbird being
Biggles then it's Biggles then Dogbird, right? Or...
Yeah, Biggles and Dogbird.
So pretty interesting one. And then the it's gonna finish off with Illidup doing. He's gonna try and draft Kuhan, I think. Pretty sure that's what he said. But might be stopped at that. So we'll see what happens. Sam and Jack full clown cast Sag banned. Sam, I thought we banned him. Sag banned. Such
mean?
rudeness in the chat today.
Nelson couldn't even be bothered to turn up for the cast today.
Bank holiday meanness.
Only woke up 10 minutes ago, I'm already sad.
Sam hype. That's what we want. Good job, Samuel. Alrighty, so first pick is in. We have Melody picking Ruby. I think this is a surprise to exactly no people. Custer is going to pick up Zemel actually first, so
That messes up a lot of people's drafts.
I think so, yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of Zemel, but like, I'm pretty sure this wasn't in all of the different simulations that we we saw happen across the different days. Oh, we've backtracked. I don't know what's happening. I know stuff is changing. What's happening? Illidup's driving the boat into a wall. Okay, so looks like we're fine.
It was just a joke.
It was just a joke. It looks like they've done it again though.
Still not picking Nathan.
Just memeing. Okay, so Ollie ends up with Nathan. I don't know if that's a surprise that Nathan gets past Custard, but I mean, interesting pickup. But I think Ollie picking Nathan is no surprise at all. Pizza actually picks up G first, which is interesting. Picking G over both Ari and Steven in the 1 position slot is quite a commitment. Biggles picks up Ari Kulast. Wow, Steven stonks are going way down. Are we gonna end up with Illidup picking Steven? Is Carl also gonna shun him?
I think Carl might be having a breakdown right now because all of his potential picks aren't there.
I'm curious what he does. Has everyone forgotten Steven exists, Lamau?
I'm assuming he takes Steven, but
yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. What does Illidup gets left with? Mike, Connor, Jack, Aiden, you. Steven stocks in shambles, absolutely. Oh, I see a Mishuk pickup. This is a spice all the way. How fucked are Pizza Sims? About a 12 right now. Nobody saw that coming, Ruby. I'm frankly shocked. Yeah, I can't believe it. Alrighty, so alright. They're waiting for us now. Okay, some interesting stuff happened here. Custer picking Zemel is an interesting one. Obviously going not necessarily very far down the list in terms of player strength, but definitely upsetting some of the early pickers.
Yeah, it's given second pick. First pick.
It actually does as well. You're right. Yeah, so he can kind of come back with like picking something like Aiden, picking up Mike, depending on how he wants to fill up his cores, and depends on what role he wants to play himself. I think he said he was like preferring to play 4 this time round, so picking up some strong cores in next phase is probably quite good for him.
Yeah.
Biggles picking up Ari, Death Row picking up Ollie. I think Death Row picking up Nathan. I think they've drafted what came to them pretty well here. Pizza picking up G is an interesting one. I think that's also like in terms of fucking up Sims. I think that's one that's going to be an interesting one because as mentioned, that was over both Steven and Ari in the same slot. So curious to see how that works out. I'm wondering if that's just some jostling for position again. That gets them what, like 3rd pick, 4th pick?
Yeah. That's despite like G and Ari being right next to each other. There's over 6 points. So
yeah. Alright,
I think it would have changed their pick.
I think it's one of those ones where we just have to let them kind of continue out and see what their plans are looking like. Because yeah,
Everything went out the window.
I'm not seeing it now. Yeah, I think everyone's like, there's no more theory. The playbook is being shredded as we speak. But yeah, like you said, this is getting Custard first pick in the second round, which I assume he's had to have like worked out. There's no way that do this now. Is he going for the old Sam? I see it being highlighted. There it is. You've been drafted to play. I mean, like
champ.
Kira, like Sam and Zemel as like a 1 and 2 is pretty strong already. I'm already kind of worried about like that strength of that. Melody picks up Exploding Cow, so Mike gets picked up to play 5, you'd imagine here. So Melody looking for some cores, probably for the last couple picks. Illidert picks up Goon. Okay, we're getting the gang back together. 4 boomers in chat right now. Alright, so we're picking for Pizza now. Pizza already picked up G. Can't have another Italian. So where are we headed now? Picks up Nelson, okay.
No, fair enough.
This is, again, I'm not sure if people are picking up for like player comfort or like flexibility, or if they're
Nelson's
just
gone.
they're going picks.
Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong screen.
Nelson is gone. What happened to Nelson?
I think it put them last pick out of the people that had picked so far. Nope.
No, Nelson is
Hannah's gone with it. Gives you a good voice on a team.
Certainly a lot of that flexibility as well. Some of those like more cheesy picks as we come into captain's mode are always going to be available. Zemel confirmed a bastard to play against. Sag. So Biggle's going to pick up. What's Biggle's going to pick up here? Connor? Jack? Like there's a lot of like gaps being left going deep down for players like Mishuk, who I think is, despite winning a couple of seasons on the trot, pretty underrated here. They've picked up Jack, so just going from the top down. I like this in terms of flexibility again. Like we've seen Jack as like the super sub recently as well. He's come in, smashed in every role. But in his primary team has been not as powerful there. So I'm wondering if Biggles can unlock the secret power that comes with Jack. Maybe just tell him he's subbing.
I was to say that he missed last season. The season before he made finals, so
yeah,
he did have a pretty good captain there.
Chat is getting very spicy this morning. So Ollie has to pick here. Wondering what he goes for. He's just going to build the team from last team. Yeah, it looks like it is. Like picks up Aiden. He's going to bring Nathan and Aiden back together for eternal.
We've got one more shot, guys.
Power. It's morning in all civilized time zones, and definitely in this one. Smile. Can't get Mishuk team in shambles. Good lord, what's going on? And he gets picked up. What does Carl do here? Carl is picking Sabata now. This is a Sam strat right here. Go all the way down. Not quite first pick.
I would have picked Sabata way earlier.
Wouldn't pick Sabata over Steven necessarily, I guess, but I guess this is definitely some jostling for last pick, right? Or for first pick, because he does have first pick in next round.
Yeah.
And by going deep down the table, you kind of get the pick of the last round as well, I would imagine. We'll see where he ends up after his next round. I'm wondering what he's jostling for, necessarily, because like the first pick could end up being something like Connor, could be Tom, Vlapius, like depends what you need here.
Connor's still there. Oh, Christ.
Yeah, Connor is still there.
Yeah, that's a big pickup.
Alright, so let's just go from left to right here. Melody has, I think I would assume they want to play 4. So Ruby playing 1 or 2, and then Mike playing 5. You need some more cores here on Melody's team.
Yeah, I was thinking that. You're good.
Carl's team, interesting. Like, I mean, I don't know what Carl wants to play, but like in Sabata, you have a strong support, and you have like your 1. Obviously, Steven's not going to be doing too much else. So I'm wondering if Carl's going to want to put himself mid or see what he can get with his next 2 picks, because like we said, this first pick in this round is pretty powerful in terms of deciding where your roles go. Illiderp's team So you have Illizup, he wants to play 4 or 5, right? And then you have your 2 and 3 in Goon and Mishuk, ideally. So he needs probably another support, and he needs a player to play 1.
There's still, to be fair, I can only see 3 people left that have put 1 on their sign up.
Yeah, I mean, like...
4, sorry. 5.
Depends what you're getting
Okay,
back,
there's
right?
enough.
Because Connor could, Tom could, Pirate King would. What are we going down? Can't see. Yeah, can't see very many. Yam would, Daggy would. Yeah, it depends what you end up with as well, right? Because you're going to be in the middle of the pack, so your first couple picks this round are going to look a little different. So on to Pizza. Pizza is going to be playing 1 or 5. G is probably going to be playing 1. Nelson either 2 or 3, I would imagine. So needs a couple of flex picks here. The Ollie team is pretty straightforward, I think. You have Aiden 1, Nathan 2. Ollie's going to play 4 or 5, so you need at least a 3. Try and pick up something else here as well. Biggles has some strong cores, like you'd assume Biggles is playing 3 himself, Ari and Jack playing 1 and 2, so it needs some supports, and that's traditionally what, like, the large majority of the remaining players are support players, so see what we can get to with that. And then the Custard team, again, I think this team is looking strong already. Have 2 pretty strong 1 and 2 cores, and then Custard could play 3 but wants to play 4. So I imagine we'll be angling for someone like Loafbone, especially with this strong pick, to have like a strong like 3 player who plays 3. But yeah, it's I think we'll just let them go.
Yeah.
And see what we end up with. So we're looking for Dogbird to pick up probably Connor if he wants power, if he wants Tom for flexibility, or if he's got another plan in mind. Someone like James, someone like Loafbone. Again, like you have to be looking for something. By picking Sabato in this round 2, you have to be looking for a strong round 3 pick. So I'm wondering what that strong round 3 pick is.
Yeah, probably Pirate King. You know, he's pretty flexible. Seems pretty good when I played with him.
And so, depending on what Carl picks, Custard is also looking for something in that area. Like, I'm expecting... I don't know what I'm expecting. Connor still being there is throwing me through a loop as well. Like, I'm wondering if people are just, like... Connor has this aura about him, right? This, like, history. Let's see, let's see what he's doing. Is this a Nick pick? It is a Nick pick. An unsolicited Nick pick, right here in round 3.
Yeah, I was going to say he's done it 1 round too early. Not used to this. Nick's not used to this.
So Custard's... Really, I feel like Custard has such a wealth of good picks here. Like Connor, Tom, Loafbone, Pirate King all solve the issues that he has here, I think. Oh, this draft is really odd. Like, it's not even like it's not even hard to understand necessarily. It's just very odd.
Yeah, there's a big mix of like players' rankings left. Everyone's always trying to game it like too hard, and I imagine Death Row is just gonna pick the best player at every point.
I mean, Ollie always has like the I don't really care who I play with, I'll have fun anyway, right? So like he normally ends up with really solid teams for that regard. But like this is a great start for his draft. I'm pretty sure he's like flabbergasted that he got Nathan here, to be honest. And then getting to pick up Aiden as well seems pretty good for the start of your team. And again, they have a lot of experience already. See if they can stop complaining about captain's draft now that it's captain's mode. I imagine would be a very easy thing. Is big brain maths happening? I don't think Carl can be accused of big brain or maths. Oh, Fix the Bloody Game has been picked up by Custard. This is some last round Reno. I don't know what's happening anymore. Like, yeah, people who want last pick in the last round have to go real deep in this round as well. Because to beat Custard now on a lot of these teams, you're gonna need to be picking up these like lower few players. Is this a captain's draft spreadsheet draft? Melody picks up Tom here. Okay, so you have... I'm trying to work out roles in this stack now. You have 4, 5, 2...
The whole team of supports. I guess Mike's playing 2 or 3.
I don't know. I imagine like Melody Mike is gonna play 4 and 5, and then Tom will play a core. I mean, they can just draft however they want, right? Just feels like our Battle Cup drafts. Just like, we'll pick some heroes, and someone will pick them eventually. So next pick is Illidep. So who's the most boomer remaining player? Goldrian. I don't know what he's looking for here. Again, like, so roles-wise, he's going to be playing 4 or 5.
He's gone for Yam.
Pick up
He's
Yam,
gamed.
okay. The system.
He's-
The system
that's
in shambles. Okay, so Yam 1, Pog. I'm already the boomer number 2. Not sure, man. These people are very old, very mad. This is a God King's win. I can sense it. I have 3 players. Come on. So Pizza now. Okay, again, roles wise, they have 1, they have 5, they have probably 3. So you can pick up Connor here and have your mid laner, and then aim to pick up a 4 in the last round. You could do the same with Pirate King and have your 3 and have Nelson play 2. Same thing with Loafbone, I guess. Connor's still in XD? Yeah, absolutely. Who's going to carry your Sorry? I think you have to look to the people above you to carry your sorry ass, yeah. Maybe it's you. Maybe you can play carry and carry your sorry ass. That's got to be the anime storyline, right? Pizza deep in the tank about this pick, and I would be too. Looks like it's Connor. Looks like it's Connor. It's Connor. Connor goes, what is this, 20 picks in or some shit? Like, significant drop.
I think it's probably just because a lot of teams already had mid laners, and they just see Connor as someone that'll only play mid.
And Connor has branched out a little bit. Like normally when he random something shit and then plays that. But I've seen him play a lot of 1. I think he is strongest in that mid lane position. But there's no matter in everyone's life, so someone's got to be public enemy number 1. Biggles here has a choice. Again, I think he has his cores, right? You think? Maybe he could play 4 instead of 3.
You could pick like you could go for Catfish and
Flopius, Catfish.
not have last pick.
Yeah. Trenchy. Depends. Like again, he's either I think playing 3 or 4 on this team. So it depends what he preferentially wants to do. Because I've seen him play a lot of Mirana recently. So yeah, if you want the strongest remaining player that fits your roles, you have Lupius, I think. Like you say, yeah, Catfish is pretty value as a pick here.
Yeah. And Catfish wants to play at 5, which I think is...
Yeah.
You want someone that's good at warding.
Pretty normal. For him to play 5. Goldrian as well had a great season last season, I think. Some of those picks, like the Weaver, we saw a lot of. Pango was a 3, but that was a pretty insane game. Can we stop the spam, please? You're banned, mate. Absolutely fucking banned. So yeah, he did pick up Catfish, makes sense.
Gives him 5th pick next round so far.
Yeah, I think so. I can't do maths. 1, 2, 3. No, 4th pick, right? Oh, assuming that Death Row doesn't pick to go for that. I don't think he can get last pick. I don't think he can get first pick. I think he can get 2nd pick at this rate. Yeah, very very odd round. Well, this round and last round as well.
He's gonna pick Goldrian, right?
Could be. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think if you have, you can either pick up a strong 3 player to kind of pad out your cores, and then go for last round to have your like pick up the remaining support there, or you can pick up, yeah, like you say, like draft his brother, go for Goldrian here. Really bring back the what's that team even called? Pod team.
Yep.
No Mishuk available though, so don't know how much of a linchpin he feels that was.
Going for Enchilada. I don't know how to say Jess's name.
Enceladasaurus? Yeah, apparently that's happening. Jess is getting picked up here. And that does give Ollie, as you say, third pick, yeah.
Yep.
So they're waiting for us to do some high-level discussion. So remaining players, Vlopius, Pirate King, Loafbone, Sick Boy, Trenchywam, Goldrian, and Daggy. So fit those into these teams.
Assume they're going to mostly go in that order. I think maybe...
I would assume that people in this round just want to draft the strongest remaining player unless they have significant role issues.
Yeah.
So I think, let's go again left to right just to get where we are. Melody's team, arguably, I think, again, roles are a bit wonky because they just can play kind of a lot of things. So Melody has played like 3, 4, 5 in IDL. Ruby wants to play 1, 2. Mike has played a lot of Brewmaster, but I guess is preferentially a 5 but can play kind of anywhere else. Tom, again, same thing, preferentially a 5, can play anywhere else, like just depends on the pool, on the draft, I think. So I think Melody can just play the strongest player. I think they should probably just pick up Vlopius or Pirate King. Moving on to, actually that's kind of like midway through the pack.
I don't think Vlopius or Pirate King will be there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe we should go in the draft order then. So like just to pivot to Illidurp quickly. Illidurp has again roles. You would assume it's Yam 1, Goon 2, Mishuk 3, so Illidurp needs a 4 or 5. So again, he can pick up. He has first pick here, so he can pick up Vlopius, or he can pick up someone like Goldrian, like Trenchy, and just go from there. Custard is the pick after that, so he has, like, assuming that he wants to play 4, he needs a 3 player. So if Pirate King is still left, it's probably that or Loafbone. Again, like Custard seems like he's had great choices throughout this draft in terms of what he could pick. So I'm wondering if this fixed pick was a conscious decision to try and have this like 5 pick be solidified in his team before, because he knows he has access to these like 3 picks.
Yeah. And also, like as a backup, he can always play 3.
Yeah, exactly.
I
mean,
he can play 1.
He's definitely not any stranger to that, especially in IDL as well. So who's next on the pick then? It's going to be Death Row. So again, probably has his 1, 2, 4, 5. So needs the other offlaner, or needs another offlaner. And there are a lot of those available. Like Vlopius can, Pirate King does, Loafbone does, Trenchy could, Goldrian has in the past, but preferentially wants to play 4 recently. So after that is going to be Carl. So Carl has his heroes. I think this is a Nick 3, Sabata 5, Dogbird 2, Far Too Far 1.
So they could take Goldrian or Trenchy.
Yeah, so everyone's like kind of in the same position they always seem to be in IDLs. They need an offlaner, and there's like there are lots of offlaners left in the pool, but there are also those who are like, I could play offlane if you really want me to, and then yeah, it's kind of a mess from there.
I think you can get away with Nick's weird offlane picks in Captain's mode.
Some Dazzle, some Phoenix, some I don't think he's brought Shadow Demon necessarily to 3, but I'm sure he can manage it. Okay, who's after this?
Biggles?
So, Biggles, yeah, just after. So yeah, again, same thing. If he wants to play 3 or 4, he needs the other one. So Ari as a 1, Jack as a 2, or vice versa could be perfectly fine. And playing
Biggles
5.
A lot of choice, I think. For
Yeah.
pos 4, Biggles have a lot of choice.
Yeah,
Nathan's team.
Nathan's team. That's a good team name. So Biggles is done. So we're left with Mel. Yeah, so Mel is the last one there, and then yeah, they're going to need to pick up, as we discussed right at the start, they're going to need to pick up the strongest player that's remaining there because they have so much flex. So yeah, I'm interested to see what happens there for sure. And then the last pick is going to be Hannah. So G, Nelson, Connor. I think that's pretty set up for Hannah to play 5. G1, Nelson 3, Connor 2. So they need a 4.
Everyone needs a 4.
Yeah, like everyone like seems to end up in this position where they need a 4 or 3, but that's what we have left as well. So it's not by accident that's happening too. Nathan's team 2 has been called by Biggles. Oh, if we can get a season of Nathan's teams 1 through 7, that'd be too much for my small pea brain to handle, I think. All right, let's see where we end up. Yeah, I think this round is going to be solidify a lot of teams. I'm going to see where we end up. It's going to be a curious season, I think, so far. It's been a draft.
Vlopius goes to Illidurp.
Yep, I don't think that's a surprise. Needed a 4 probably. Custard gets to pick up Pirate King for sure. Seems good. I think, like you say, we are just going down the list here. So next pick is Ollie, and he's picking up Goldrian. all the surprises coming out. Shouldn't have waited so long, Sam. We could have just done it all at the end. Nathan's team wins. Nathan's team's 2 comes second. Nathan's team 3 and 4 in the playoffs. So Carl has a pick here. So he arguably needs a 4. So Trenchy is the natural pick, I think. Or he could just have Nick 4, Sabata 5, and pick up Loathbone to play 3. That could work for him.
Yeah, although I do want to see the Trenchy Nick off lane with their weird 4 and 3 picks.
It's going to be Shadow Demon 3, Mirana 4, do some garbage. Someone's got a Dagon at 10 minutes, we all know it.
Mm-hmm.
Carl is thinking about it, yeah, so depends what's going on. Put us out of our misery, Carl, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's gaming the maths from next season.
Oh, Goldrian's been copy-pasted into Illidup's team name. Drama. Ligma Galaxy.
Loathbone, yeah.
Oh, maybe. Oh, someone's broken it. Someone's broken everything.
Yeah. What's happened?
Oh, no.
The
Oh, no.
rankings
What have we done? Ref.
Nelson's gonna be pissed.
Like hundreds of miles away, Tom is just screaming out in anguish as the spreadsheet is broken.
Illidup's boys car back with 3 wheels.
Okay, so we've undone the history of the world just up until we've fixed the spreadsheet. Alex has coloured himself in red. Sabata yells in the chat. I've lost track of where we are now. It's actually Biggle's pick, right? Loathbone's been picked up by Carl. Yeah, this is pretty solid.
I assume he's gonna say Trenchy or Sick Boy. He's played with both of them a bunch.
I think Trenchy's a 4 would be pretty decent. Looks like Sick Boy's being hovered. Are we getting a copy paste? We are. Sick Boy to Biggles. Now we have. Basically, does Melody want Daggy to play 1? He can't. Again, Trenchy could play 4. Yeah, I think this makes sense.
Yeah.
And then Trenchy's going to end up with Pizza's last pick. That's pretty. I think Pizza will be over the moon with that one, to be honest.
Yeah.
And they end up with last pick giving them the strongest team. I mean, numerically, pretty interesting. My patience, yeah, indeed. Okay, all right. So where do we end up? Diversity Quota is the team name. Jesus Christ, Mel. So going down, got Melody, Ruby, Mike, Tom, and Daggy. So I assume this ends up as Daggy 1. Hang on. How do we do this? So it's Daggy 1, Ruby 2, and then 3, 4, 5 are somehow covered between Mel, Mike, and Tom. I think the best one for that is probably to have Tom 3 or Mike 3, depending on if Brewmaster's banned.
Yeah, I think you can mix it up.
I think you can mix it up for sure there. I think there's going to be a lot of, like, we've seen Mel play a bunch of Underlord. We've seen, like, the Ruby pick comes out and be really strong. We've seen a lot of Mike's heroes, depending on the game, is going to be very important. Got those, like, offlane Viper pickers and everything. So I think this team is super flexible, and really just needs to buy Daggy some space. Because I've seen, like, a lot of pubs from Daggy. They've played a lot of these, like, tempo heroes like Ricky in the 1 position, and they've played a lot of these, like, scaling heroes like Naga Siren. So, like,
Yeah,
Daggy
I
is
think
like a new player who's like pretty low ranked at the moment, but I think has a lot of potential. So this is a season they can actually get to play the role they normally play in pubs. So a lot to look out for here. Pretty happy with that one.
I think with Tom and Mike calling the shots probably as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. The fact that
They
you
can
have both of
guide you
them as
around the
well,
map.
like we've seen like we play a lot of Battle Cup with them, for example, and like you always get the idea that you kind of know what's happening, right? Like because
They work well
these
together.
these two big brain players. Yeah, it could end up that they are the support duo as well, in which case that will be pretty solid for, like you say, a knowledge of where to play the map, where to ward, where to make plays and everything. So I think this team's got a lot to like. So we'll see where they end up. Dogbird's team, yeah. So obviously getting the late pick Steven in round one was pretty interesting, and then follow that up with some curious jiggling for position here. So what do we end up with? We think
I
it's
assume
Loafbone 3, Nick 4, Steven 1, Sabata 5, and Carl mid.
I'll mid. Yeah, seems smart. And you swap the off lane around the 3 and 4.
Yeah, can do as well. I've seen a lot of weird picks come out of Loafbone as well. Strong picks like the Night Stalker, as well as like the Lone Druid 3. So we'll see if Captain's Mode sets them up for that. Jiggling Gachi Hyper. Calm down. Honestly, it's a Monday morning. Afternoon. It's a Monday. Alright, so Team Ligma Galaxy, best name. Big fan of that. Make sure that Kuroki sues you immediately. So Illiderp is going to be... Yeah, so we assume it's going to be Illiderp, Vlopius playing 5 and 4 respectively. And then the cores kind of solve themselves. Yam 1, Mishuk 3, Goon 2. I like that. As a lineup, seems pretty strong.
Yeah, got everything covered.
So we'll see if Yam can finally make playoffs on the one. Long goal of theirs.
I just realised that Pizza has drafted most of the OG Stunners team.
Exactly. You look stunned. I mean, it's got to have the call-off name. So Pizza's team ends up with like G1, Connor 2, Nelson 3, Trenchy 4, Pizza 5 seems like on paper it's the strongest team. The roles
I think
make
it is a strong team.
The roles make a lot of sense. Yeah, I think there's not really any like massive gaps here. Nelson gets to play a lot of like comfort heroes in 3 position from captain's mode. Connor's gonna play whatever the fuck and build some kind of radiance.
I think also, despite Trenchy and Connor being very bad at the game, they have the most wins as a pair in IDL.
Despite them being very bad at the game, they have the most wins in IDL.
As a pair.
As a pair, okay.
I think.
Citation needed on that one. Aiden drafting for us, Giga Brain, last position confirmed. You can't call Pick Me Barra a draft strategy. That's not how it works, Nathan. So Nathan's team, or Ollie's team. Oh, this is great. If Ollie calls his team Nathan's team, I can never be wrong on a cast because I'll inevitably pick it. I'll call it like that. So yeah, I mean this is just a very similar team that they had last season. Aiden playing 1, Nathan playing 2. You'd assume Goldrian playing 3, and then Jess and Ollie playing the 4 and 5 in some roles, some position.
Yeah.
We've got Team Don'ta, which is no, please stop. The Biggles gonna play 3, Sick Boy gonna play 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ari playing 1, Jack playing 2, and playing 5 seems pretty straightforward to me. I like the team.
Yes, it's very strong.
And yeah, it would be the second strongest numerically coming through as well. So who's the mid for the last 2 teams? You'd assume Jack and Semel playing mid. Yeah, I would agree. So Custer's team last one just to...
I mean, this team looks amazing.
Not a fan of the Sam guy though. I mean, it has a lot to like. The cores are all really good. Like Semel is great. Like you're gonna play Ursa every game, so please ban that. I mean, you can even play 1 and 3 swapped with James, right? Like there's a lot of flex in this team as well.
Yeah.
And then Fix is a pretty solid 5, and Custer's gonna play 4. So I mean, it's gotta end somewhere. The good players, but no, I think it's pretty strong. Can Custer's team be called Dom's IDL Season 25 team? Custard team have high numbers but balance it by being a custard team. Nice. I lose mid to 4 out of 6 of these teams. I think there's some maths needs redoing on this one. Yeah, I mean, what are you liking so far? We've gone through them all a little bit.
I think it's so. I did a few drafts just to look at what the teams would be, and this
Did you draft with the teams
makes
that were
more.
actually available? Like, you do the Hannah
This,
draft,
this
but every time it changes.
yeah, that's my fault. Yeah, this makes more sense than some of the ones I saw, where the teams all look really balanced. Everyone has their roles covered.
I think that's true. Yeah, I think the roles are mostly covered. I mean, there's some like difficulties where like yeah, normally you just end up with like okay, we don't have a mid, we don't have a 1, we don't have a 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
Everyone does have like a player that I would call them like not necessarily like amazing at their role in every position, but like at least has played that role and could play that role in the season of IDL.
Yeah,
I think that's
sure.
what they're gonna have to do. What's your team name, Sam? Where's Custard?
I don't know.
Dom's IDL Season
seeing it.
25 Cambridgeshire and Devon Federation of Young Jungle Farmers. Good lord. It's gonna be like
Just
that
call it
fucking Stunners team name that just like falls off the edge of the screen.
I like the one-word names, so just call it Dom.
Dom. At Dom. The team should just be called QPHJ.
Yeah.
It should definitely be Team Mishuk this time. You can't just like decide who you wanted for your draft and then call your team name that. Who is Dom? Dom. Dom.
He's a legend.
Jeez, BKB timing. Pepe laugh. Oh my god. This is some really in-depth flame coming in the chat.
Are we just waiting for Custard to pick his team name?
I don't think we're waiting for that. I think we're just trying to work out if there's anything interesting to say. Is there anything interesting to say?
Custard's team probably wins.
I think you have to back your boy, I guess.
Yeah. I think Pizza's team looks really strong.
I think I agree with that one, yeah.
Like getting Connor in the third round is kind of unheard of. And then
Yeah, I
getting Trenchy last.
Like
Was,
picking up G first as well was an interesting decision that has really worked out for them.
yeah.
And Connor, Trenchy being the last 2 picks to support like an already pretty solid team.
Because I assume Pizza was looking at Semel or Ari or someone.
Mm-hmm.
And you just to give you like a strong mid lane, and then I didn't think she was going to get it, and she gets Connor.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're done. I think it's going to be like you say, like all the roles seem covered. This season seems pretty balanced, as like most seasons have been since we put in the drafting system, right? So while we every season do poll the ID elders for bringing back the buckets, we're never going to get that again, sadly.
I was in the last bucket season.
I was there when the old magics were written.
I saw Nathan get last picked.
Pepe hands. Alright, thanks for hanging out, everyone. When's our first match? I don't know when Nathan Nelson was supposed to do stuff, but it's going to be eventually. So I think it should be starting either this or next week. Probably next week at this rate. But we'll see you then. The bucket incident despair. Maybe 9th? Anyway, it's all Nelson's fault. So I'll make him deal with it. Have a good one, everyone. See you later, nerds.